Hello and welcome everyone to this afternoon in the Netherlands. From where you're tuning in, we are on the final day of Campus Party and we are here today with Project Planet Pilot. And I'm really happy to announce Crystal Toe and Lars Lin to be presenting you all about Planet Pilot. I know Lars for a while. I've been working with him on disrupting education in Thailand. So I'm really curious about their new project now, a new sprint to disrupt education, and Crystal, who has been leading that team. So I think they have merged into a team now. Coach being part of a team, I think it's a good strategy. So give it up for Lars and Crystal. Welcome both.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Thank you.
And hello, Netherlands. Greetings from Denmark. And Crystal.
Hello, Nick. Hello, Netherlands. Hi, Lars. Thank you so much for having us here today. And then, yeah, we are so excited to tell about our story of how we try to disrupt education.
We are indeed, yes. So let's dive into it. I'm just out of another session in the South Africa event, and we got a lot of great questions and comments during the session. I really encourage all of you to engage with what we are saying. So throw your questions, your comments in the chat. Also, if you're on the YouTube live stream, you can still do that. And we will be more than happy to engage with you during the session here. So I just want to bring up some visuals that we will be walking you through in the session here. So just give me 1 second, and we will be ready to go. So my name is Lars. And I'm here with Crystal. We'll introduce the team in just a moment. We're two of the co-founders of an initiative called Planet Pilot. We are here to make sure we live on a healthy planet managed by empowered kids. And we are also here with some call to actions because time is ticking really fast for solving some grand challenges on our planet. The only planet we currently have to live on is a very important mission. And we believe our kids are in a really good position to solve some of these challenges in new ways. We just need to empower them. And that's the main call to action that we have for you today here. We see ourselves as a new way of learning, as a virtual open innovation platform for kids and teens to collaborate across the planet on challenges that the kids are feeling strongly about. We are actually a lot of contributors to this. It's not just the four of us that you see on the screen here: Lars, Crystal, Diana, and Justina. We have been coordinating from the beginning, but there are literally hundreds of contributors to what you're going to hear from us today. And we thank everybody for the contributions, and you can be a contributor as well. We'll get back to that at the end of the session. But let's begin with the hard part, the problem. And Crystal is going to introduce to us what the problem space really looks like here. Over to you, Crystal.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lars. Hello, everybody. So now we just get into why we do this project. Actually, we are seeing that right now, all of us are facing a learning crisis, where our current educational system is not working properly in several aspects. We can see the first one is through our coronavirus moment, when we see that it has proved the incapability of our current school system or educational system. Schools are not being prepared, and the only thing that they could do was to shut down. And when it comes to online learning, they cannot work properly. So that was the reality that we saw through that coronavirus moment. And then can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, and then we go to the next one. We see the shutdown. Yes. So right now we see that our children spend at least 12 years in school, which is very, very long, right? But according to the World Bank, we are facing a learning crisis. Hundreds of millions of children are reaching young adulthood without even having the most basic skills. Yeah, so we're gonna go to the next. So how can we prepare for our kids for the future, where everything is changing so quickly, where 85% of the jobs that will exist in 10 years, like they haven't been invented yet now. So how can our kids deal with the risk of being displaced by AI? And how can they understand and learn to protect the planet to prevent the future disasters such as the coronavirus? Yeah. So we come up with a solution that I would love to invite Lars to go ahead with this.
Thank you very much.
Lars.
Thank you, Crystal, for outlining. These are just a few of very big problem areas, right? But on the solution side, obviously our kids needs to be that solution, part of that solution. And when we trust our kids, we empower them. They are doing things just right. They get it. They're great learners. We just need to empower them. We need to encourage them to collaborate globally. And they will be able to create new solutions for these grand challenges. They will also be living more purposeful lives this way. And so that is part of the solution. What they do need also, they need a couple of more things. They need the technology to connect them with each other. We have that. And during the COVID-19 lockdown, we have seen everybody jumping online because we had to get connected. What we also need is somebody who has been on this path before, the kids that we call planet pilots. We call these guys the quest guides. And I'll tell you why in a moment. So we need somebody who's been doing what the kids are trying to do and that can guide them. This is very different from a traditional teaching role because we cannot teach the kids what the future looks like. We don't know. And we cannot teach them what new solutions look like because we don't know. But we can help them and guide them and support them, make sure they feel comfortable and they are excited about what they're trying to do. And then what we also see happening is we see a great interest from educational institutions of all sorts, primary education, secondary education, higher ed as well, seeing an interest in innovative new ways of learning. And that's fantastic. So the solution that I'll show you in the next couple of minutes here can work directly with families. That's actually our primary approach because families are at home still in most of the world. Many, and I mean hundreds of millions, really need their own way of learning and not a traditional way of getting instructed. They need their own way of working. So educational organizations are really interested in figuring out how this can be done and be part of it. So we do offer quests, which I'll tell you about in just a moment, that you can run if you are a school, if you have a class that wants to do a kind of a project week together, or if you feel you can embed this even more in the way your educational programs work. So we typically work on 5-day quests with our kids. Our kids are 9 to 12 and 12 to 15 and 15 to 18 years old. They generally work in 5-day quests, and the timeline looks as you see on the screen here, with day 1 finding a problem to solve that everybody in this quest are really passionate about solving, and then starting together to understand the problem we're looking at. Then in the middle of the quest, roughly, sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes a little bit later, we get into the ideation to come up with new ways of creating solutions to solve these problems. And then we get to actually create the solution, build prototypes, sometimes in card boxes and whatever material our kids have available to them at home. It's simple, but it goes a long way to use imagination and creativity and whatever you have at hand. And then finally, make sure to share, present what you have come up with, get feedback on it, and then keep growing together with other Planet Pilots. So what I just also walked you through are essentially these 4 steps. First of all, connecting to each other. Kids from other countries and teens are not strangers. They are your new friends, and you might want to collaborate a lot with them in the future. They become part of your network, personal network. Let's get connected. Let's start to get to know each other, build trust with each other, feel comfortable with each other. And kids are really good at this. They do it naturally. And it takes a few minutes and everybody's comfortable and ready to go. Second part is the sharing part. This is really hard for most of us. Why would we share a good idea? Well, we know from our work with businesses and governments and others in the past that ideas only get better by being shared. Get perspectives of others, especially since we work globally. We have these online small teams of 5 to 7 kids and teens from all over the world. So that gives us an amazing opportunity to get different perspectives on a problem space or later in the process on the solutions that are being worked on. That is step 3, when the kids go into creativity mode and building mode. They actually build. Sometimes it's a video that explains how the solution works. Sometimes they build it in Lego or card boxes, or as I said, whatever you have available to you, which is an important part of our life as adults as well. You don't have resources that you don't have access to, right? So you got to figure it out in your own way. This is a simple, quick way to learn these things. And then finally tell the world about the amazing ideas that will still get better and better after the quest, of course. So we emphasize a lot that our Planet Pilots, they apply their personal passions to make the world a better place. Imagine if you from childhood had known what your purpose was. If you could live your passions every single day, feel empowered, feel supported, and actually work on what really matters to you, imagine what that would feel like. I don't know about you. I didn't find my purpose really until university, when I could finally work with what mattered to me. I think most of us maybe have a similar feeling. So we are about advancing this journey of self-discovery and learning, one quest at a time. We really foster global awareness, 21st century skills. And as you go on this journey, quest by quest, you build experience, new skill sets and competences that you want to document to others. If you want to apply for a certain education, for a certain job in the future, if you want to show your capabilities, your skills, you can actually use the credentials portfolio that comes with a quest when you join it. So let's see what this really looks like. We took a few minutes to just record a short experience here from our platform. Some of the exercises that, in this case, 8 to 9-year-olds are going through in a 5-day quest. And one way to get to know each other, for example, is to draw each other, right? It's to try to remember the passions of the others in the team and these things. It's about deciding what problem we want to solve together. And get some guidance on the screen and from your quest guide as you go along. But we leave it to the quest teams to make decisions, to make progress, to decide how they want to work. Sensing each other. Can you feel it? Can you feel what it would be like to be the person that has the problem we're working on, right? Time for interviewing. How can we get external feedback and perspective if we are not getting comfortable interviewing others? This is going to be a useful skill for the rest of our lives. And obviously, we constantly take feedback to make sure that everybody feels they're moving forward in the right way. Everybody's comfortable and learning. We started out when the COVID-19 hit us all. That was a natural theme. Everybody was stuck at home, figuring out what to do. And so COVID-19 has been a theme for us, like for everybody else. Let me play a little video here.
Hi guys, I'm Alex, 10 years old, and I live in Belgium. I've been working on Planet Pilot with a few other boys, and we've been thinking how the coronavirus affects people's lives. Well, it affects them in a bad way, but even those who aren't sick have problems. For example, doctors. They can't spend time with their families. So, I invented a joke. It's called the Landroid. Here you put tests inside. It scans them and gives you the right pill, right here. Then on the screen, there's a camera, and so it flies to the patient's address, where the doctors, like the patient gives the address to the doctors.
There we go. One example of Alessandro, in this case, one of our first Planet pilots, solving some of the many COVID-19 challenges that have been hitting the world. So I want to hand over now to Crystal to talk us through the uniqueness as we see it. We'd like your feedback on it in the comments. Over to you, Crystal.
I think Crystal has some internet connectivity problems, Lars.
Okay. If Crystal dropped off, I will take you through the few points that we find to be unique and important, as we need to work differently to solve these challenges. We are, especially with younger kids, but with every Planet Pilot, we see gamification as a very important component to this. It has to be also a visually rich and fun, enjoyable experience, but we also leverage methodologies that are shown to be very effective in the job market, in the business world, and in other walks of adult life. So we bring those methodologies into the way we work. Most importantly, however, probably is our community around Planet Pilot. As a matter of fact, when we created Planet Pilot, over 440 entrepreneurs, educators, parents, and others were part of giving feedback and part of the ideation process, part of testing our hypothesis behind the value of delivering this program. And then finally, we have kids and youth who are on a journey. They need to discover their own uniqueness, their own superpowers, one quest at a time. And we are constantly working to create an immersive experience with psychological safety, where you can be creative and you're not being told what to do. You take the lead as a Planet Pilot, and that's how we like to do it. We have, and we are coming to the end of our session soon. I want to make sure I can answer some questions as well. We would love to work with anybody, whether you're a parent, a child, an educator, or somebody else who finds it important to bring new ways of learning out there in the world. Primarily, we're focusing, as I said, on 9 to 12-year-olds, then 12 to 15-year-olds, and 15 to 18-year-olds in the coming weeks here in July and August. You can come and play with us on planetpilot.org. And we are here to empower every child to create a better future for our planet. Join us. We have the pleasure of working in so many countries, and it's so easy nowadays to do that. So please join us and see and feel for yourself that we can really empower kids. It does work. You can trust the kids into being our Planet Pilots. So thank you for that. Crystal is back. Crystal, I just wrapped our presentation part, and we're keen to take questions now. I know there are a couple of questions. So we have one from Sophie. Excellent, thank you, Sophie. Sophie is asking, do you think education needs to change for a while now, and is COVID just a catalyst for it? Thank you for the question, Sophie, from South Africa. In my opinion, the short answer is yes. I don't see any way back to pre-COVID-19. And that goes both for the educational systems and for anything else, as a matter of fact. The chairman of the Lego Foundation a few days ago were out saying the same thing. There is no going back to pre-COVID. We have to get ready for next steps for how we can do what we need to do, both in an educational setting, in work settings, in learning, and find new ways of doing that. And the time is right now to make that happen. So thank you for the question, Sophie.
Yeah, that was a really good question, and I think I see the same. Like teachers are searching for ways, also for remote teaching purposes, searching for ways to get more new stuff in their education programs right now. And I think this is a great compliment by Sophie. Like, you are building something amazing over here. It looks so beautiful that I would love to give it to all the kids in the world. Like, it looks playful. It looks like going on a quest, like going on an adventure. And I'm really curious about your definition of wealth, Lars. Like, if we are creating this new society where kids have quests and purpose quests, as you call them, what is wealth about in the future? Like, how can you redefine wealth?
I think we have multiple definitions of wealth today, depending on what world you're living in. Some see financial wealth only, some see quality of life. Living a purposeful life is wealth to me. That is what I wish for children who are growing up in these challenging times. I see that as wealth. If you want to just briefly connect it a bit into financials, making sure you can sustain yourself, your family, your loved ones financially by living a purposeful life, that is important as well. But each Planet Pilot needs to develop their own path in life, like we all did. But now we just have a method for doing it, for helping these Planet Pilots to get there.
Yeah, so like an extra step, like wealth or being rich. What is your definition on that in one sentence, if you can say that?
For me, being rich has nothing to do with money, and you don't see rich people have fewer problems. Maybe quite the contrary. Live a purposeful life where what you're doing, what matters to you. That also allows you to connect with others around you who have a similar purpose, similar passion, similar interest. Now you find yourself living in a playground where you can solve any kind of problems. That is a way to make you contribute and feel you contribute. That's one of the 6 basic human needs, essentially, you solve right there.
Yeah. So I think Crystal is tuning back in. I think that's also something like being rich is also having the opportunity to be connected to anyone in the world and learning together, having that learning journey together. So you already have like a lot of people from a lot of countries in your team. How can they empower kids to learn across countries? Are there already some quests that are done with teams of kids from 3 or 4 different countries, for example?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, there's a fun little story about our very first quest. Like anybody else who wants to offer something new, you want to test it first, right, before you invite real customers, right? That was our intention. However, we did put it online. We did allow anybody to sign up. We didn't expect any sign-ups. It was just a test. But we had kids from Vietnam, from Belgium, here in Denmark. My own kids had to be the test rabbits in this case, and UK, and these kids just came up, online and like, hey, we want to be part of this. So suddenly we had a quest team, our very first, from different countries. I just want to say that generally we want to see these global teams, people coming from any walks of life, getting to know new friends, working together. But if when we work with schools, which we do as well, typically they want to run kind of a project week this way, and they want their own class to join. And then once they have done it once, they can do it again and design their own quests. We do try to have the classes engage with kids from other countries as well. It's a rich experience to try that.
Yeah, I would love to know if people can do that already. Is it like, can they enroll their kids on the platform now?
Yes, they can. So it's just about jumping on planetpilot.org and see if there's a time slot that works for your kids, and hopefully your kid is within the age brackets that we are currently working with. If not, just leave your name and comments on our website, and we'll get in touch and see how we can help you.
Yeah, there's one more thing that I want to show you, and I'm just trying to seek these synergies in these things. So I'm going to share my my screen for a moment, and show you something that I've seen in a hackathon, an education hackathon before being created, never actually pulled off. But this is called Blossom, and Blossom is the universal virtual learning environment. It's actually willing to help kids also on quests, like quest extracurricular, children that have no problems at school, like too smart for the classroom, and then they create the user-generated content, and it turns out into a tree. And I see that if you have a quest, like, oh, I want to learn this, and I want to learn that, I want to learn it, that this is like model, like from trees to subject gardens to the world, is something that that could be something that could be synergized into one. Is that something that you are curious and interested about as well?
Yes, I'm just checking on Crystal here if she's okay in terms of her connection.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, like to Lars, to Nick, and to the audience that my connection is too bad today. I'm from Vietnam, so maybe like we still need some more effort in the connection for better.
At least you gave it a shot, and Lars was here as well, so everyone could hear the whole presentation. And it's good that we can back. And so that won't be a problem. We can watch the whole thing back, and the comments are on screen. So the live chat will be gone, but the comment field will be opening up, and the live chats that are now on screen, they are recorded, so you can see them back as well. So perhaps I can connect you to the founder of this platform. It's a young guy, a developer. Perhaps he can help in helping you develop the platform further into something that the whole world can use. Huh?
We would love that.
That is.
And Blossom sends the right feeling and the right signal. That is what we are about as well. Let the kids blossom. Let them do it their way. And it seems they have the options here to do that.
So what phase are you now? And like, is there like a call to action for our audience to reach out, or is there a certain phase that you are creating milestones towards the end of the year?
I want to leave that with you, Crystal.
Yes, so right now, actually, we are offering the quest. Like, we have already spent one quest in our 3 quests for coronavirus. And right now, we are offering the quest in purpose, like helping kids to find out their purpose. And in the future, we plan like to have not only 1 or 2 quests, but like we are building the curriculum and then the structure for kids as a flow of all the quests for a lifelong skill improvement.
So that's something that I think I have to put here on the screen. Let me summarize that. So there are 3 quests right now online about the coronavirus that people can enroll. Is that correct?
Actually, right now, we have already delivered 3 coronavirus quests. It was done in the past, and right now we have the purpose quest, in which we will help kids to discover their purpose in life, their passion. So currently we have 3 quests. We offer 3 quests from for 3 brackets: 9 to 12, 12 to 15, and 15 to 18.
12 to 15.
Yeah. So that's on the website right now.
Yeah. So if you are in that age, you can enroll in these quests, and you can look back on the results of the last quest, I think. Then.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right. We are improving quest after quest and getting the feedback from all our kids and from the parents, and also from all entrepreneurs and like all the people who's passionate about kids.
Yeah, so if you're a parent or a teacher, you can enroll them on the platform. Okay. Yes. Any final words that you want to share to wrap it up?
I always have some, but do you have some, Crystal?
Yeah, so actually for us, this is we want to empower all every child on this planet to build a better future. And then we expect like the learning is not only at school and from teachers, but like the learning is from everybody, like and even like kids can also like mentor other kids to get like the learning through the whole life. And then we like our perspective is not only a Planet Pilot building this, but like we want to invite the whole community or parents or like teachers or even student, anyone who's passionate about kids can get involved with us and then build and create this future together. So yes.
Beautiful. I really admire that. I'm really happy you were here. Lars, I think you wanna wrap up with something as well. I see you're like, ooh, one more thing, and then we are off.
I cannot stop. This is a passion project for all of us. But actually, Crystal summed it up very nicely. To really empower every kid on the planet, we need to play with everybody, and everybody can do this. And we are partnering up with amazing initiatives. One of the next ones is about capturing your dreams, visualizing what your dreams for the planet look like. It's another quest coming up.
Cool.
It's through partnership, and this is how we work. So anybody out there with an important message, with an ability to help kids acquire new skills, reach out to us, and we'll build the quest together and get it out there. So let's empower a world of kids for a healthy planet. So thank you for having us here, Nick.
So reaching out to an email address, perhaps?
Absolutely. admin@planetpilot.org.
Yeah, planetpilot.org.
Yeah.
There you go. It's on the screen. So thank you all for being here together with us. Feel free to join next sessions on the New Horizon stage or on any other stage that we have. There are probably, together with all the 31 countries actually, over 400 speakers today. We are in the Netherlands probably have around 30 today. So feel free to have an overload of inspiration and key takeaways for your life that can be useful. I wish you all a pleasant day, and don't miss out on Edward Snowden at 2 o'clock on Global Main Stage. You will be interviewed by many journalists from all over the world, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to tell about the COVID reboot, the COVID world and the reboot of the world that we are going to have, hopefully soon. Yeah, with your help.
The world.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. We're tuning out here. See you guys later on the next one.
Bye-bye.